Hi crochet friends, welcome and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll show you how to crochet these super cozy hand warmers that are perfect for beginners. You can use any yarn that you have, but I'm just going to use some acrylic yarn that I picked up from a $2 shop in Australia. If you're new to crocheting, this is the perfect video for you. I will go through the basics, and the main stitches that we will be using are single crochet and half double crochet. Without further ado, let's get started. These are the materials that I am using today. Your result might be different depending on your hook size and the type of yarn you use, but don't worry, throughout the video I am going to guide you to see how I measure it against my hand, and that should help you create a hand warmer or a pair of hand warmers that fit your hands perfectly. And let's get started. We are going to start with our left hand and we're going to work on the cuff first. To start, we'll create a slip knot and then we will chain the height of the cuff. I am going to do 11 chains. To do a chain, we wrap a yarn around our hook and pull through that loop. And that's one chain. We're going to do this for a total 11 times. I want to help you picture it. So the idea is that this is going to be the height of the cuff and we're going to work our rounds so that it wraps around our wrist. Next we are going to work a single crochet from the second chain. So this is our first chain, this is our second. So we insert our hook, grab our yarn and pull up a loop, wrap our yarn around our hook and pull through 2 loops. So that's our first single crochet. We're going to continue on and work 1 single crochet in every chain. So just repeat, just like this. Insert our hook, grab our yarn, wrap our yarn and pull through. I just worked a single crochet in every chain. We want to count and make sure that we have a total of 10 stitches. And so this little V is 1 stitch, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so for our cuffs, our stitches don't change. It's going to be the same for every row. To start our next row, and the next row is going to be the row that we will repeat until it reaches around our wrist. I am going to show you, we chain 1. This does not count as a stitch. We turn our work and we are only going to be working on the back loop only and doing a 1 single crochet in every chain, or every stitch I should say. So first we insert our hook through the back loop and grab our yarn and pull up a loop, wrap our yarn around our hook and pull through 2 loops. So that's our first single crochet done. Just work through the back loop again for the next one and continue with our single crochet. And just as I mentioned before, we should have a total of 10 after we have worked a single crochet through the back loop only in every stitch all the way. At the end of row 2, again we want to count and make sure. We should be doing this at the end of each row so that we're not accidentally increasing or decreasing. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So row 2 is going to be the pattern that we repeat until we've reached the width, I should say, that wraps around our wrist. So I'm going to chain 1 again and turn our work through the back loop only. We'll work our single crochet. I finished with my third row and I've counted and made sure I've got a total of 10 stitches. I'm going to go ahead and repeat exactly what I've been doing for the last 2 rows until it wraps around my wrist nicely. Go ahead and do that and I'll meet you when we're done. I did a total of 28 rows. A good way to count if you struggle to count how many rows you have is that each of these bumps count for 2 rows, and so I have a total of 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, which means that I have a total of 28 rows. I've wrapped it around my wrist and I love how it fits, so that's the size that I'm happy with, but feel free to go ahead and do more rows if you need so that it fits to the size that you like. To finish creating our cuff, we are going to join the seam of the first row and the last row and align our stitches like that, and then we are going to connect the 2 rows together. So I'm going to insert my hook through the first stitch and then through to the other side as well. I'm going to grab our yarn and pull through all the loops, wrap our yarn, our hook, and pull through 2 loops so that we've just connected that 1 stitch. I'm going to go ahead and do the same. Insert my hook into the next stitch all the way through, grab our yarn and pull through, wrap our yarn now around our hook and pull through 2 loops. So we're just working our way along the seam to connect. Just like that. I've just finished joining the 2 rows together, and that is our cuff now finished. It is good to also count and make sure that you have a total of 10 stitches as you joined, just to make sure you haven't missed any stitches. Now that the cuff is finished, we will be working on the hand part. To start, we will chain 1, and then in that same stitch we will work a half double crochet. To do so, we wrap the yarn around our hook, insert our hook and pull up a loop, wrap our yarn and pull through all 3 loops. So that's 1 half double crochet. We're going to wrap our yarn around our hook, insert our hook and pull up a loop, wrap our yarn around our hook and pull through all 3 loops. So as you can see, we now have 2 half double crochet. Again, we'll wrap our yarn around our hook, insert our hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, wrap our yarn and pull through all 3 loops. So we're just going to continue on all the way around with our half double crochets. Just like that. And so in between each bump we should have 2 rows, and so what that means is that we should have 2 half double crochets in between each bump. Just like that, 2 half double crochets. I've worked a half double crochet in every stitch around, and I have a total of 28 stitches. If it helps, you can see that I have 1 half double crochet right above each row. In between 2 bumps, there's 2 half double crochet. Now to end the first round of our hand, we are going to slip stitch into the first half double crochet we have done. And so I know that this is the first half double crochet. As you can see, this is where we have joined the two rows together, and that is the first half double crochet we've done. So we're going to insert our hook, grab our yarn and pull up a loop and pull through again. So that is our slip stitch done. To start our next row for our hand, we wrap our yarn around our hook and chain 1. Again, this does not count as a stitch. And then we'll wrap our yarn around our hook into the same stitch and finish with a half double crochet. Feel free to use a stitch marker if you like to help you keep track. But again, we're going to continue on with our half double crochet all the way around. And we should have a total of 28 at the end of this round as well. I've done another row of half double crochets for our hand. To end this row, we are going to do a slip stitch on top of the first half double crochet, inserting my hook on top. I'm going to grab my yarn and pull through again. So that is 2 rows of a half double crochets done. We're going to repeat until we have done a total of 8 rows or 8 rounds of the half double crochet. Now we were going to try it on and see how it fits our hand. I finished with 8 rounds of the half double crochet for our hand. I'm going to try on and see how it fits. And so we want the cuff to wrap nicely around the wrist. And so as you can see, we are ready to start working on the thumb. To start making our thumb hole, we are going to chain 1. This does not count as a stitch. In that same stitch, we are going to work a half double crochet. And then we'll chain 6. And this starts to form where we are going to insert our thumb. And we will miss the next 5 stitches. So this is where we've done our last stitch. So we're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So into the 6th stitch, we are going to work a half double crochet. So again, wrapping our yarn around our hook, inserting it into that stitch, wrap our yarn around our hook and pull through all 3 loops. So you can start to see that that's where we can insert our thumb. We're going to go ahead and keep going with our half double crochet. We're just going to keep going all the way around. I've worked our half double crochet all the way around. To end this round, we are going to do a slip stitch on top of the first half double crochet. So again, we're going to insert our hook on top of the first half double crochet, grabbing our yarn and pulling through, and pull through again to finish with that slip stitch. And just before we keep going, we should try it on and see how it feels. I'm very happy with how the thumb is sitting, and I feel like the chains are enough to fit my thumb. If you want a bigger hole for your thumb, then instead of chaining 6, you can do more chains so that it fits you. But this is how it's looking. I'm very happy with it. We're going to continue on. To continue, we are going to chain 1. And then we'll work a half double crochet in that same space. and then we're going to continue on with our half double crochet, and we're going to continue with our half double crochet. As you can see, we did one here in our last round, so we're going to do one right above. And we'll work a half double crochet in each of these chains. As you can see, we've worked a half double crochet all the way around, and then we're going to continue on with a half double crochet through the remaining stitches all the way around. Once we have finished with our half double crochet, we're going to end this round by doing a slip stitch again. And so we're going to repeat exactly what we have been doing until we've reached the length that we would like. So I'll show you. This is how it's sitting for me at the moment. I'm going to keep going until it reaches about here. I still want a lot of freedom with my fingers, so I don't want it to be too long. So we're just going to repeat with a half double crochet until we've reached the length that we are happy with. I hope you guys are loving how it's turning out for you. I love how warm it feels. It's very, very pretty. I can't wait to see how the final look will turn out. I have just finished with the additional rounds to cover the hand part. I'm now very happy with the size, so I'm going to cut my yarn and fasten off. Just before I move on, I want to show you how it looks. So on my left hand, this is how it's looking at the moment. I love how it reaches just about here before my fingers start. It's going to be exactly the same for our right hand as well. So I'll just show you. If it's exactly the same, so the process to create it is going to be exactly what we have done. So I'm going to go ahead and make another one for my other hand. To weave in our ends, I'm going to turn it inside out. We're going to use a yarn needle, and I'm going to insert it through as many stitches as possible all the way through. And I'm going to go back again in the stitches across. And then through here as well. So as you can see, I've gone through as many directions as possible so that it's nice and secure. Once we're happy, we'll cut the yarn. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the same for the other tail end. Just going to weave it in. Guys, look at what we just made. I'm honestly so proud of us. I love how beautiful and quick and easy they were to make. I hope you really enjoyed this week's video. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye!